I don't think so.
What?
We'll have to go back to Grandma and Grandpa.
Yeah, he just started out. All right. Oh my gosh.
Close to violet on a Sunday. Nearly made it.
All right, guys, here we go. We're almost ready.
But I know, oh, the ordinary Monday turning back to me. Long for what's to come. Keep forgetting how to make it known before it's already gone.
Okay, yeah. There we go. Whoa! There we go. Just working.
what's to come.
All right, there we go.
Keep forgetting how.
All right, I think we're almost there. Let's go ahead and
It's already gone.
we'll leave it down. We'll keep it kind of a little bit of background. There we go. We'll keep it kind of a light background here. How's it going, guys? I appreciate you guys coming to watch. I wanted to do kind of an emergency stream tonight because, as we can see, nobody knows what the F is going on. And now our president is telling us we are now on the 4th night of strikes, renewed strikes on Iran. And President Trump made a very strange statement earlier today that caught people's attention, and most think that he just misspoke. But the statement that he made was Iran would have a nuclear weapon right now if I wouldn't have hit him with a nuclear. Did he just misspeak? Now, something about that did perk my ears up is the fact that on the show yesterday we talked about the Russian doomsday plane being moved to Iran. Now, when they say a doomsday plane, America's doomsday plane, or Russia's doomsday plane, what that is an aerial nuclear war command and control aircraft. And so Russia moving this doomsday plane to Iran is obviously significant. The fact that we know about it, the media knows about it, means that they want people to know about it. What is the purpose of that? I don't know. The Iraqi PM was at the White House today. President.
Have you ever seen a coconut crab?
Oh, what?
A coconut crab?
Yes, they're huge. They're
Look at
huge.
this picture.
But I'm doing a show here.
It's on there.
Okay, so let's go check. I was going to check in with Steve right this second and see if we get any kind of new information. One thing that I think is odd is that it's, here we go, we've got, alright, so Kuwait, we've got Iran hitting Kuwait, the other Arab nations, and I think, listen, this is going to spiral out of control quickly. Now, I think it's amazing that we had this short ceasefire the first time, but this is going to spiral out of control quickly. I think, let me throw you, this is just one of the thoughts I've had, because you have to understand, these people don't work for you. These people don't care about you. Not Donald Trump, not Joe Biden.
Coconut crab babies or actually hermit crabs?
What?
Coconut crab babies or hermit crabs?
Really?
Yeah.
I know that. But Donald Trump, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, none of these people give a shit about you. They don't care about the American people. They don't. And I know this. I know this because they are all part of a class of people that people like me and you can't even wrap our minds around. They're part of the wealthy elite. And I've had the ultimate pleasure of working around those types of people because I worked at the Amelia Island Plantation, which is now owned by Omni. But I worked on the members side, and still there and owned by the members. And I believe it was like $50,000 a year to be a member of this place. So these people were wealthy, okay? And one thing that is obvious, they make it obvious, some of them hide it better, but they look at normal people as subhuman, like Goyim. That's the best. I mean, that's the perfect, the perfect comparison. It's the way that the Jews look at us is the same as these wealthy people do. And I know this. I've been around them. They call normal people things like brokies and poors. They call us the poors. But and I know that I've heard it with my own ears, and it's not. Listen, when it comes to these wealthy people, maybe 1 out of 100 worked his way up from the bottom, and he's still humble. And maybe 1 out of 100, but a lot of your wealthy class, and this in the area I was with, a lot of your wealthy class were trust fund babies. They never had to do a damn ounce of work in their life, and they're still riding on the coattail of something their granddaddy invented. That's a large portion. And they don't care about you. Donald Trump doesn't care about you. You're fucking retarded if you think he does. Joe Biden doesn't care about you. J.D. Vance doesn't care about you. None of these fucking people care about you or care about our country. They care about themselves, okay? And it's time we all need to kind of get together and see this, because they are going to destroy this country. It's happening. They've sold us out, guys. They've sold us out. What do you think's happening in Minnesota with all these Somalis? It's because we sold it. We sold it because Israel needed someplace to ship all these Somalis so they could ship all the Palestinians to this new Somaliland. Okay? Pay attention how Israel was the only country that recognized Somaliland's whatever, countrification or whatever the hell. And also, I always like to bring this up. And I actually have a great video, what I hope was going to be a great video to really drive in this fact right here, because here we go.
And I said, this is our first, and I said, this is our first Jewish president. Now he's the first Jewish president to serve two, and I said, this is our first Jewish president.
Did everybody hear that?
To serve two.
All right. Where's the other one? Oh, then there's the one where he says, my beautiful Christians, I'm not a Christian, but go out and vote. He said, my beautiful Goyim, go out and vote. So, specifically, if Trump is Jewish, he is this Shabbat Lubavitch Jewish. And these are the people, that's what I say, you need to understand the theology of the people in control of nuclear weapons and things like that. And so these people believe that, let's see what, Julian Dory has some great content. I love Julian Dory. So let's take a look at this one. I have not seen it yet, but this is this hot mic moment between this rabbi that started this. I believe it's the one that started this Shabbat Lubavitch movement or whatever. And so let's listen to this hot mic moment, okay? And then we'll talk about what's being said in it.
In all areas, both personal and political, it's not going to change. Since we last met, many things have progressed.
So I sent something to Deef. It was a clip you've probably seen. Professor Jing, our favorite CCP agent.
Listen, there's some things it's like,
It's undeniable.
So I really want to.
CCP, but he might be
Okay,
right
I don't
about
want
that.
to jump.
Yeah, there's a clip of
Okay,
in
let's get.
1989. This
I don't care
first
about.
reached out and said, "Hey, I see you're posting a lot," and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I think he's gonna do the whole you
Wait, he
anti-Semitic
reached
whatever."
out about that video?
Yeah, he sent me the link and said, "You're posting a lot. You're doing great. This was a great video, well researched." And I was like, maybe." I didn't, because I try to do when I do these videos, when I document it, I don't try to like put my opinion. When I do, I'm like, this is pure spec. I'll say something like that. But I'll just be like, this is what critics say, this is what promotions say, and you kind of liked it. But getting back to this video, this guy was seen as the messiah to the Hasidic Jews. And there are people today, which this is a part that is talked about a little bit, about like the mysticism of the Chabad Lubavitch. But let's just watch this so you can kind of see it.
And in New York, when they were interviewing the Jew about the bloody mattresses and stuff, and they said that they were performing rituals to try to bring one of their rabbis back, and I believe it was this guy.
In all areas, both personal and political, it's not going to change. Since we last met, many things have progressed. And he says many things that surprise me. What hasn't changed, however, is that Messiah still hasn't come. The Messiah should do something to hasten his coming. Netanyahu, we're doing, because apparently it's not enough. Since many hours have already passed today, he's still not here.
Oh, sorry. I'm sitting here digging in my damn nose. I got something hurt right there. I can't figure it out.
And Netanyahu goes, yes. And he says, good tidings, with joy and happiness. You know that Chassidim are careful to do everything with joy.
Okay.
And Netanyahu says, yes, good tidings, much success.
Okay, so real quick. So that could be something where I think from both reading the book of Netanyahu.
And I guess they're going to get to it, but he brings up the Mosaic has still not come, and Mosaic is their Messiah, the Antichrist.
Secular guy.
He's a total atheist.
He loves to invoke the Bible whenever he's here, telling the Christians, like, it says Genesis 12:36, you bless Israel.
Okay, yeah. This is the biggest psychological operation in the history of America with the Schofield Bible, to make people believe that the Bible was telling you to worship a country started in 1948 by devil worshippers. Get over that shit, people. There's no such thing as Judeo-Christian. Okay? The end goal is to wipe Christians out. Okay? Do a little bit of research, okay? Get out of that Schofield Bible and read a real one.
You back. You know, that's what Ted Cruz, Mike Huckabee, they all say, and that's a whole nother rabbit hole. And this could be something where Netanyahu is just like, yes, okay, yeah, like that's what you want, yeah, okay, we're doing that, and maybe he's not.
Oh, there we go.
Whatever. But what we're seeing today, it almost seems like, this was 1989, and here we are in 2089. You've always said this, that governments, CIA, whatever, these people, they look at 20, 30, or 40-year time spans. And so this guy's like, let's hasten this, let's make this happen. And maybe Netanyahu's thinking, like, there's a project in the works, and like, I don't take that away from the plans because they think in such long term versus we're like, we want this done tomorrow. And this guy that was revered as the Messiah, and even today, like, some of them try to do mysticism to try to bring him back.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's.
I would laugh at this stuff when this first started, thinking like this whole great Israel.
Oh man, did I not switch? I've had my damn face on here, haven't I?
Which doesn't have a separation of church,
Jesus Christ,
and state, which is interesting with Israel. Maybe they do have that in their I don't know what their government is, but it seems like they're combined. They're pushing such a religious agenda, and what's scary to me to see is how much the U.S., the people here. A lot of people have been duped into believing this, and that argument of the eschatology, the end times, all these things. You see Christians in the South pushing for this, pushing for something like this.
The same Christians that Benjamin Netanyahu visited.
Don't say the South.
40 years ago to create a financial relationship with that he openly brags about in his book.
The sound.
You see things like this over and over again, and in my eyes, I'm like, can people not see this? This is. Yes, this guy is secular and whatnot, but there are people in the cabinet, because in order for him to win the Knesset, he had to pair up with Ben Gvir and Smotrich. And those are guys, and there's two guys in there, you can look this up.
They're worse than him.
They're worse.
Yeah.
And there's two guys in the cabinet that have passed a bill every time the Knesset does a vote again to outlaw Christianity missionary work in Israel.
Those guys, no, I'm not familiar. Those two have him particularly done that, Ben Gvir and Smotrich?
They are mortal enemies.
Two other guys in the cabinet who are ultra-Orthodox. Every time that bill comes around, they try to pass it. So these are the guys in the same cabinet of Netanyahu who are trying to accomplish, obviously, this greater Israel project, which just sounds kind of insane to believe in. But you see the actions in Lebanon. You're seeing the actions in Gaza, what it is now that, you have Kushner in the U.S. trying to create a resort on the coast. Mm-hmm. And you see this thing with the Iran war. Yeah, there's the bill.
Wow.
To ban
missionary
activities.
Yes,
so these Christians, Zionists, who I'm trying to call out right now, when you support a government like Netanyahu,
dude, read the actual Bible. Read an actual Bible. Don't read the Schofield Bible. Read an actual Bible and then think for yourself.
People in his government, maybe not Netanyahu, maybe that's his one thing he gets credit for. He'll be like, dismiss it. Who don't even want Christianity to be pushed out there in Israel. They actually want it outlawed. And to me, I'm like, these guys look like they're in a back room and they're just laughing.
They
at
are.
Christians' faces being like,
Yep,
They
they're
are.
literally mocking
these
Christians.
guys are letting us say this
They
to their
can't
faces, and we're
believe
not
that
gonna even try
they
to accomplish
still,
their
there are
goals.
Christians that
We
still,
have them believing that
still
they're
believe.
going to come here. We're going to show them where Jesus is going to return. We don't even believe in that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it just,
yeah.
To me, it just seems like they're
It's
mocking them to
mockery.
their face.
Exactly. Thank you.
And I'm like, more Christians should be frustrated about this. They should be pissed and
agree.
being like, this
Right.
move to support him is absolutely crazy. And I don't know why I brought it up other than I just wanted to talk about it and get your thoughts, because this idea of a religious movement pushing this greater Israel project and Netanyahu kind of coinciding with and wanting it, I'm like, it's kind of weird that a secular guy wants this, but at the same time, that greater Israel project has reached some preliminary
Yeah.
steps.
No, it's wild to watch video of Netanyahu with Schneerson, because Netanyahu, I'll give him this. I don't think he discriminates against any religion. He finds all belief in God and a higher power. As far as I can tell from his book, argue with me in the comments on this. I would describe it as he finds it ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
He's an atheist.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, he loves invoking it when it's politically useful for him to do it, including with his own people.
Mm-hmm.
Right there, he's doing it with Schneerson. Yes, we'll help you get the Messiah. Yes, we'll help you with that. Yeah, good tidings. Yeah, right. No, total good tidings to you as well. Thank you, Rabbi Schneerson. He probably looks at it like, what a fucking moron. You know, and so, yeah, listen.
Yeah. Benjamin Netanyahu.
I was talking with someone recently
He released a
who
apparently. He released a book.
is an outsider,
But even in his
very
book,
not pro the Israeli government, who, in speaking out against some things, told me that when they had spoken out against these things related to Israel, they received a lot
There was a
of
time
phone calls.
for 2 years, and this should tell you there's a problem. For the last couple of years, I was actually afraid to talk about this stuff in America. There were things that I was afraid to talk about because I have a wife, I have children. And so that alone should tell you that it's time that we do something.
People in the Knesset saying, thank you. How can we help? And when this person would suggest that one of the ways to help is to, without, obviously, like, they didn't know a lot about, neither do I, about exactly like the day-to-day process of the Knesset and stuff. I don't want to pretend in any way to be an expert on that, and clearly this person wasn't either. But they were suggesting that, you know, bring X, Y, and Z bills forward, say this at your next opportunity to speak in Knesset, and all the people were like, we can't do that. Which some people out there might hear that and say, oh, that's cowardly. I didn't, in discussing it with them, I didn't take it that way. I took it as there is a there's a rabid dog in the room, and the other dogs, it's a zombie, and the other dogs are powerless to kill it.
Yeah.
And so they're just trying to survive. And so they're trying to get help from the outside, but there's things that they literally, they can go up there and feel tough about themselves and bite the dog, but they'll be gone they'll be killed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's not literally, but
I know what you mean.
what I
Removed.
mean in that example.
Yeah.
And you also pointed this out earlier. In the summer leading up to October 7th, that nation, Israel, was on the brink of civil unrest. People were in the streets against the minority elected government of Benjamin Netanyahu for the constitutional powers he tried to strip from the judicial system for his own gains. And we just saw another one
And that
a week
was
and a half
that,
ago, 2
that
weeks
was
ago, where
public.
people were out in the streets by the tens of thousands in Tel Aviv asking for an inquiry into October 7th. Good for them, man.
Gayest city in the world, by the way. Tel Aviv is the gayest city in the world. They've taken the Holy Land and turned it into a mockery of God.
And that's when I look at people. I don't want to call out people who are on the ground who obviously have brought some good exposure to this stuff. So I'm gonna stay away with names in these examples. But you see people who go over to Israel and get some of the citizens, man on the street, on record saying awful things.
Yeah.
And those
It's
are
easy.
real. Those people are real. They're not like paid actors, and they are saying those things. Yeah. You don't see all the people that don't say those things, though, too. You know, I'm not sitting here and saying, like, oh, your average Israeli person just loves every person in Palestine. I'm not saying that. It's, there's definitely some...
There's variety.
There's dislike across the board in a lot of ways, and it's a tough situation. But, like, no, they're not all saying we should fucking nuke the place. There actually are people over there with humanity, the ones who get the voice and the ones who are getting the power, including in the media. Like on the talking head media. Or the people who don't speak like that. And they speak in what I would describe as fully monstrous, inhumane ways. And support policies that can then bring about those things. And that's wrong. A lot of times you'll see these nasty reports, though, about Netanyahu and the government coming from Israeli publications. And they don't get credit for that. And they should. Good for them. Keep doing it. You know? And so I never, with anything, like to throw the baby out with the bathwater. And I'll die on that hill with anyone and anything. And there's been times in my career where we talk about certain issues and it's like, I think I fell short in you know, even just like the way you describe it, right? And the way you talk about something or generalize things. And I really try not to do it, but I have. And this is like the issue of the moment right now.
Yeah,
It's been a long fucking moment.
Yeah.
It's still going on. And so if I'm going to speak really strongly against it as I am, I also want to make sure I get it right and get the temperature right so that there's not collateral damage in ways that there shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching the episode.
Yeah, guys.
If you haven't,
We have, I mean, look, that's why I had to get on here tonight. We don't know what's going to happen in the next few days. This is going to spiral out of control quickly. It's already spiraled out of control. Our president's sitting here telling us that the strait is open. And the strait is not open. He said that a million times. He said we've destroyed Iran, we've destroyed their military. So yeah, looky there, everybody waiting. Everything you're gonna see in here, Iran or some type of Iran. You got all these people waiting, so. And it doesn't look like the U.S. is in control of it. It looks like Iran's in control of it. Yet we're blowing everything up along the strait, apparently. So this is going to go badly, quickly. And I believe it's time that we really start taking it seriously. We all know that nothing's going back to normal. We know that. You can't think that things are going to go back to any kind of normal. They're going to get worse before they ever get any kind of better. And I think we need to prepare for that. I'm big on look shallow water wells. Night, mate. I love you. Shallow water wells. You know, garden, small garden, anything. That's why I say just something's better than nothing. Just anything. Get some potatoes in the ground, shallow water well. Get some freeze-dried food. You know, try to prepare yourself a little bit. Because even weather-wise, look at what's happening. Everybody needs to be prepared to some degree. We all need to start working on having a community again. Because we're going to need it. Nobody's going to make it through what's coming alone. We're going to have community. We're going to have people that we can trust. And that if we don't come together, we're gonna be picked off. Okay, they will. They're already talking about shortages. People in this country aren't used to food shortages. And how do you think the public's gonna react? People are robbing places now. What do you think when there's food shortages? I mean, I don't see anything good around the corner, guys. This is in the birth pains. And like I said, take this seriously. Talk to your family, and get yourself prepared a little bit. Thank you guys for stopping by the Justang Show. We will be back tomorrow. We will re-up, figure out what's going on the best we can tell, and we will be back tomorrow at 7